Good morning, dogs. What a freaking incredibly exciting day. But right now, I'm just gonna skate. Dale Decker's about to meet up, and let's just get a session in. All right. I have no idea where this little blemish came from. It looks like literal poop. I also think it's important to mention that I drank this contact solution thinking it was water while I was in Thailand. Right off the bat, I wanna say the clothes for my new Progress Daily line has come in. Today, it was supposed to be in 2 weeks, but it came in and now it's online. Including this shirt that says, monetize your art. Has a dollar sign. #1 hustler getting money. When the clothes came in, I started getting nostalgic because I remember my first video launching Progress Daily about a year ago where it was 4 shirts going online, and I remember how hard that was for me to do, have 4 shirts. What I mean is financially, timing, it was just hard to figure out. And then I was looking at the product online now, and now I have about 20 items or so that I couldn't be more proud of. And I feel like on this channel, I haven't really dug deep in a while, but it got me really nostalgic, or it definitely got me in the feels. I was looking back and thinking about what a time it was in my life when that happened, how I got there, how I got here, all this stuff. And I feel like a lot of credit actually goes to my ex-girlfriend. And it's such a relatable topic because people even in my comments will say, yo, I just went through a breakup, I don't know what I'm doing, this is really hard. And yes, that's pretty universal. A lot of people go through breakups and it's a life-altering situation. You basically have such a close connection with someone, you feel like they're part of your family, and then you just have to say bye. There's a lot of extenuating circumstances that happen throughout that can make it harder or make it easier, or you guys realize that you're not supposed to be together, but sometimes someone just gets dumped and they think that they're in for the long haul and boom, just chaos. And I am no different to that situation. I remember when I first launched Progress Daily, around that time I made a video talking about why I'm single, and that video was literally me still being injured from a breakup a year previous to that. Right before I moved to California, I was dating someone, and we dated for about 2 years, and then we decided to break up. And for me, it was mainly because I wanted to pursue my passion as a skateboarder in California. And I know that sounds crazy, but there was obviously other rocky things, and it was hard to separate myself from this person who I felt like was maybe not super good for me. And that's such a hard thing for anyone who's not in a relationship. It's easy to look inside and be like, yo, that's not healthy, you should probably split it off. But when you're in it, you just feel it's a whole different feeling. It's so hard to let go. Which was the case for me. When you move away from home for the first time, there's a strong stirring emotions that happen within you. You miss people, you miss your family, you miss your friends, you miss everyone. And in this case, I missed everyone. I was struggling very intensely just to have a place to sleep in California, and I got a call from my ex-girlfriend, and suddenly she didn't seem so bad. It was crazy. We had a conversation. I remember being like, man, I really miss you. It would be nice if you were in California. Bada bing, bada boom, it ended up happening. She moved to California, and we got a place together. And for the most part, it went pretty well for a few months. We got along really well. We had an apartment that was super cool. She actually did the onesie business before I did, which, by the way, spoiler alert, that's how I got the onesie business, but that's towards the end of the story. This one, she was doing that business, and she rebuilt it, and she was revamping it, and I was like, I can work really hard and hustle and make this something where we can both profit from this job. Basically, if you didn't know, I had this onesie business where we basically just pressed designs onto baby onesies and sold them through Amazon, Etsy, and eBay. So ridiculous, but it paid the bills, and I didn't have to go out to work. We weren't making a lot of money, but we were making a sustainable amount. I was actually making very little, and I was assisting in it, but I was also on welfare, so I was getting $200 a month for food. Long portion of the story short, we broke up. Unfortunately for me, since I was working for her, I didn't have a lot of money. So when the breakup happened, I was like, hey, I can't really afford to live alone. That's the only issue. And she was like, I can. See ya. I wanted things to be as comfortable as possible. So I tried to find a place right away. And luckily for me, within a week or two, my homie had a living room where he had a mattress that his daughter slept in. His daughter's literally like 1 or 2 years old. And on top of all that, I had introduced my ex-girlfriend to a lot of my friends in Long Beach, and she had actually become really close with a lot of them. And I'm not saying right off the bat that she, you know what I'm insinuating. I'm just saying that she was gonna continue to hang out with them and stay at their place, and they felt so awkward about telling her to like just leave and that they were gonna decide to just be with me. You know, in those situations where you're heartbroken, it's hard to be around your friends and your ex-girlfriend at the same time. So I basically just sort of said sayonara to All of them. And that's what's weird. A lot of people who haven't been in this situation probably just think that's so insane. But for me, I felt like the parts of your life that keep you sustained, I felt like I had lost. You know, family, friends, didn't have money for food or anything. And the ex-girlfriend at the time had gotten so excited about this new lifestyle without me that she wasn't really putting much effort into the business. So I was also losing my job. That was sort of when I decided to take the steps necessary to improve. I knew I could turn that business into something if I didn't have this weight over me, AKA my ex-girlfriend, who was sabotaging this career. So I kicked her off. I stole that company from my ex-girlfriend. And that company I built to actually make me an okay living and pull away from everything. On top of all that, my dream was to move to California. So when I moved to Long Beach, I felt like I had escaped from this world that I wasn't a huge fan of, which was my life in South Carolina. I moved so that I could have this unique life as opposed to the rest of my peers when I was back home. So when my ex-girlfriend was involved with my friends, took away my career, got rid of the place that I was living at, clearly Long Beach wasn't as dreamy as it was initially. Honestly, the idea of California at the time became horrible to me, and I had strongly considered moving back home. And my dad told me this a long time ago, but he said when intense situations happen to you, you can go one of two directions. He said you can either implode or you can use the pain as fuel to do great things. And I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and implode, Dad, if that's okay with you. But after a couple of weeks, I was like, this isn't the pain I wanna feel. This isn't the life I wanna live. I'm gonna do everything in my power to build a better life for myself. Starting off with getting off welfare, not living in a living room anymore, and being able to afford skateboards. And the rest you've pretty much seen on my YouTube channel so far. I started my YouTube channel not too long after all that happened, so you've pretty much been seeing me sort of recuperate from all of that, but at the same time build a better life for myself, and be able to sustain. spectacularly amazing day. And here we are, full circle, back at my apartment. I think if there's one thing to take away from all of this whole conversation, thank you for listening, by the way, and watching, is that on the other side of chaos lies treasure. So try not to get too overwhelmed. The more you persevere, the stronger you become. And remember that I do these videos every single weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Love you so much. Progress daily and keep killing it.